Democratic Governor Martin O'Malley and the state legislature are working to close a budget gap thought to be as high as $1.6 billion. And as we look around the nation, everybody's been watching the situation in Wisconsin, where a Republican governor and a Democratic legislature are in a standoff over the collective bargaining rights of unions. They're looking at $3.6 billion in the next few years. Maryland is looking at $1.6 billion. Maryland, I guess, is different from Wisconsin, but pension reform looks as if it's something coming down the pike even in Annapolis. What do you think is the most sensible way to go about this?
Well, we have billions of dollars of unfunded pension and health care obligations. The health care for public employees is even less funded than that. But we're better off than other states, Kojo, but almost every state, including Maryland, is like an undisciplined household. Whatever money comes in and is available, we spend it. And that is just not sustainable given the kinds of healthcare costs and other expenditures that are going to be required. So I've been advocating, along with financial literacy for our citizens, spending reform for our public budgets. And by that, I don't mean draconian cuts. What I mean is let's take a timeout on new revenues and new gambling revenues and tax increases. Just take a moratorium on that. Let's just assume the money we have is enough for our education and healthcare needs, and let's re-engineer how we spend it. It's a little bit of a third way between draconian cuts and endless tax increases. But in Maryland, for example, we spend $34 billion and we take in $32 billion. I don't think you need to treat the citizens like a bottomless pit of tax revenue to close that gap. I think what we need to do is figure out how you get better results with what we have.
Wisconsin has this big fight with Governor Walker. They're saying that he wants to take away the bargaining rights of public workers. I don't think anyone in Maryland, which is a pretty strong Democratic union state, is suggesting that. But the public worker benefits, do they need to be curbed in some way? I know I can hear now, don't balance the budget on the backs of the workers. But is there an issue with the union workers and the pensions and the health care and all the issues that public workers
No, that's a
get?
good question, Tom. And there are really two issues here. One is an ideological one, which is this battle over collective bargaining. The other is a fiscal issue. And yes, contributions need to be increased and benefits need to be reshaped in order to get the pension system into a sustainable mode. We have to get rid of corridor funding, which is another sexy topic, but that allows the legislature to underfund the pension system. On health care, that's a much bigger issue because much as I support national health care, et cetera, I'm just wondering how we're going to pay for it because we have just skyrocketing health care costs and for our public, but then the employees that we're obligated to, that's tens of billions of obligations that I'm very concerned about. But if you look at these issues from a fiscal perspective, we can manage our way through and we can all pull together. The ideological stuff, I'm afraid, is going to continue to distract people.